All right. So first off, I don't need journals today. You guys don't have to show me your dream lists.
Okay.
But keep them out, keep them open. You'll need them.
Oh.
All right. How was that homework assignment for everybody? Exhausting.
Not completed.
I think within the week I could finish one of those categories.
Oh yeah? Okay. All right. How was it for you?
I could finish it by probably
June.
2 weeks.
Next year.
Okay. So I'm guessing by show of hands, did anyone complete 50 in each category? Nice. Ooh, wow, more than half. Okay, what about 40?
Wait, in every category?
In every category.
40 in every category?
Don't feel bad. What about 40 in every category? No, 30 in every category? 30 total?
This feels,
Okay, so we at least got 30 total. Oh, maybe not one.
Felt like.
Okay, alright, well, that's okay. That's okay.
I got 20.
Felt like when Abraham was bargaining
and a
with
half.
God, it was like, Lord,
I got
if there's
20
just
and a
10.
half.
I know, right? That's what I felt like when I was figuring out how I was going to ask this, because I went ahead and told my kids yesterday it was a secret lesson that you guys were given. Okay? I didn't actually expect so many of you to hit 50 in each category. So good job. Kudos to you. That is awesome. You probably surprised yourself with how many you did come up with, regardless, right? In general, it was a pretty big task. A little insane. Fun fact, I actually still haven't reached 50 in each category. I do have like 60 something in due, so I allowed myself to quit on Saturday. I'm pretty close to 50 in the other two, but due ended up being the easiest category for me. I guess there's a lot of things I need to do. But here's the little secret. Getting to exactly 50 items on the list, each list, wasn't actually the point of the exercise. Yes, we're going to use what you guys created there throughout the year and today. But the real task was to show you guys that even though something can look enormous and even undoable, unthinkable, if you break it into pieces, it can be manageable. Like I suggested 30 a day when we were leaving class. If you did 30 a day like I did, or aimed for it, you probably found yourself at the end of the week with about 150 done. Showing you that if you break that big goal into enough pieces, those pieces are small enough to achieve, no matter how big the whole goal is. So yeah, I snuck a little mini lesson in there. Now, as long as you have at least somewhere around 30, we talked, it's okay, you might just have to think of a couple new ones during the lesson. We'll have enough for what we're doing here, but I want you guys to know that those are living documents. Even the ones that hit 50 in each category, keep adding to them as you think of things. You will think of more things you want to be, do, and have. Keep adding to them as they come to mind. All right, let's see. I need to hang this paper up. We're going to talk about what a goal achiever is. Because we all want to be goal achievers, right? That's why we're in this class. A goal achiever is simply this: a person who, on a consistent basis, identifies a desired outcome and then follows steps and procedures to bring that outcome into reality. So by that definition, raise your hand if you're already a goal achiever. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. Everybody, raise your hands up. 100%. You are all goal achievers. And I want you to all hold that belief very strongly. No hesitation in raising your hand. So I'm going to prove it to you. Who here decides to eat when you're hungry? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all
Sometimes
do.
I
for the
decide
most
to
part.
eat when I'm not hungry.
Right.
I mean, I'm always hungry.
Drink when you're thirsty. Right? Put
Because
on
it's
a
good for
jacket
you.
when you're cold. Go to sleep when you're tired. That's goal achievement. Those are all desired outcomes. I want to be full. I don't want to be thirsty anymore. So you identify that desired outcome, and then you take action. You follow the steps to make it happen. You make a sandwich and eat it. You get a glass of water and drink it, right? That's goal achievement. Yes, those are small goals, but that doesn't matter. All goal achievement is pretty much the same as that. You identify what you want, and you figure out the steps that you need to take to achieve it. And you bring it into reality. So today we're going to start small on purpose. In about 20 minutes, we're going to take one of those be, do, or have dream list items, and we're going to turn it into your first SMART goal. Because once you prove to yourself that you can achieve a little thing with intention, your big dreams won't seem so out of reach.
That's the thing, I knew this was gonna happen, I already picked one out.
Good, awesome, okay. Now that we have these big massive lists of dreams, I want you to pick a symbol. A simple symbol, a dot, a star, an asterisk, whatever you want, that's gonna mean 3 months or less. A little symbol, I chose a simple dot next to it. That means short-term goal, okay? And I want you to go through your lists and mark each dream that you believe that you could complete in 3 months or less. Try to find as many as you can across all the 3 pages, and you'll probably notice that you find most of them in the do and have categories, because those are often more measurable, and the qualitative goals are harder to pin a timeline on, okay? So just decide on a little symbol and mark all your 3 month goals to be. That's what I like to call those little dreams. It's goals to be. They're not quite goals yet, but we're gonna figure out how to make them. If there's any of you who can't find any short-term ones, let me know. That probably just means you're a really, really long-term thinker, and that's okay.
Mom? So what if I have a goal on here that would be possible, but not
Possible right now.
Probable.
Yeah.
Is it because it's not possible or probable right now? Just in this stage of life we're in? Or is it just because you don't think you'd make it
No,
happen?
it's because it's not. It's because I could do it in 3 months. It's just not gonna happen in 3 months. That's the thing. Because
Okay, so
you've
you're
already
still
told
gonna
me it's
mark
not
it.
gonna happen in 3 months.
You're still gonna mark it with your 3 months or less. It doesn't have
it's
to be
just
something
meaning
that
not-
could
it's
do
not
right
meaning
now.
like 3
Yeah.
months from now. It's meaning like in 3 months' time.
Yes, right now you're
Okay.
just marking the anything you could do in any given 3 months.
Question: should I mark it on the left or mark it on the right?
I marked mine on the left, but it is your list.
Because I'm curious.
I love the attention to detail. That's fine.
Oh,
Do you need help?
I have one half written down.
Oh.
It's literally just learn how. And I forgot what I was gonna write.
Learn how to finish this sentence. Okay, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Eventually. That's just, obviously that's not one of the 3 month ones until you can identify what it is.
I think I know what it was gonna be.
Okay.
It's more like 5 years.
Okay.
See, last time I think I took your statement of like, don't dream like too small or dream as big as you want. I think I took some of those a little too literally because I'm realizing. Well, for starters on one of them, for half, I put Alfred from Batman because who doesn't want to? He's the
I want an Alfred. That's fine. I have a maid on my have list. You're totally fine. That is totally fine. I mean, it wouldn't be Alfred himself because he doesn't exist, but an
You find a guy
Alfred.
named Alfred.
That would be. I mean, if you get enough
hire
money,
a
you
guy.
could hire
Yeah.
somebody
You
to
could hire an
act like
Alfred.
Alfred.
Hire a person to change his name to Alfred.
There you go. I mean, for enough money, most people will do pretty
That
much
is true.
If the
anything.
price is
My
right.
pretty
The
sure
price is
I'm
right.
not.
I would change my name. It's just
My
a
have
name.
list is mostly digits.
Cool. Good.
I
That's
have
good.
20 things written down on it.
That's good, because those are quantitative. That means that that's easy to determine a timeline on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not eating a dragon.
3 months.
That one might be a little bit out of reach.
That
but
might
hey.
be more like a 20
I mean,
to
I
40
didn't figure-
years.
Komodo
Anything-
dragon?
They have
Or if there are any dinosaurs
Chinese water
around,
dragon?
dinosaurs
Yeah,
were known
Komodo
as dragons in
dragon.
the past.
Just
So if I
gotta
can
be-
find a
Yeah, just gotta be a
dinosaur.
dragon
Yeah.
test mark.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what dragons, what's it called? Inspiration was from. They found dinosaur fossils. That's
Exactly.
Well,
That's what
they
most
that's what
people
they
do.
called them before, because the word dinosaur is new. It was
Yeah,
invented
very
in-
new,
so
like
they-
what?
1800s.
Late 1800s.
So they called them
yeah.
dragons before that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to redo some of these goals.
So I need to put my 3-month marker.
Don't redo them, just add.
Yes,
3
you would. It would be best if you have a few things marked to choose from.
Yeah, I don't think a house is gonna be marked.
Probably not 3 months.
Not 3 months.
3 months.
I have a few on.
I could probably fix my Harley in 3 months. I could do it.
There you go.
No,
Alright.
that might take a year.
So while y'all are finishing up identifying those to choose from, I want to talk about why we're doing what we're doing today. Writing down goals. And why it's so powerful. And it's not just practical, it's actually biblical. In Habakkuk 2:2, it says, "Write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it." God didn't just tell Habakkuk to think about the vision that he gave him, or even to do the vision, or even to talk about the vision. He said, write it down. And not just write it, make it plain, make it clear, specific, right? So that anyone who reads it can run with it. He was pretty clear about that here. And because we are Christ-centered, we want to do that with God in mind. And Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." That's one of my favorite verses in the Bible. When you're writing out your goals, you commit them and you commit them to the Lord. You're not just making a to-do list that would be nice to complete. You are partnering with God in the work he's calling you to do. You are saying, God, this is what I believe you've put on my heart. I'm writing it down, I'm making it plain, and I'm trusting you to establish it in my life. And that's not just for godly goals either, okay? It says whatever you do, right? In 1 Corinthians 10:31, it tells us to do everything we do to the glory of God, right? So that's everything. You get dressed in the morning, do it to the glory of God. That's why we dress modestly. You get something to eat, you do it to the glory of God. That's why I'm so intentional about what I put into my body and what I choose not to put into my body. This temple that he blessed me with, we get to honor it and bring glory to God with it. Everything we do, getting a job, writing an adventure novel, organizing our kitchen, all of it can be done to the glory of God and should be. And when we do that, he helps us. He helps us achieve our worldly goals. He walks hand in hand with us. We have the personal assistance of the creator of the universe to achieve our goals. How special does that make us feel? I've always thought that's so crazy, but I know it's true because I've seen it in my life time after time where I forget to include him in a goal and that goal crashes and burns or turns out to be so unfulfilling that I regret ever setting it in the first place. And then I remember to bring him back into my goal setting. I remember to pray before I sit down to plan. And those goals just get lit on fire. And I get goosebumps talking about it because this class was one of those goals. Last year, actually. I applied to be a teacher for last year, but because I had been out of ECHO for 3 years in a row, they said I had to go through the be back with ECHO as a family for a year first. So this year, this class was in the making for 2 whole years, and I prayed on it so much and so actively that I knew that God would guide us, and he absolutely is. All right, I want to give you guys some hard facts about why some people don't achieve their goals. You see this vertical bar here? This represents all of the people in the world. Okay?
It's a little wiggly.
It is a little wiggly, but you know, so are some of the people in the world.
Hey, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, now this filled up section, right?
I can't see it.
You will. This represents approximately 97% of the people in the world. Do you know what is common about 97% of the people in the world?
They don't do anything.
Yeah,
Obesity?
they don't write their goals. Okay, not quite at 97% of the
America,
people.
baby.
America.
America, yeah.
It's actually at 70% in America, which is still horrible. But
80% of the state fair.
it probably has something to do with the fact that 97% of people don't write down any goals. 97% of people in the world don't write down their goals. They just keep them in their head. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my brain is really good at coming up with stuff
But it's also
and then
really good.
forgetting the last thing I came up with.
Yeah.
Okay, but 97% of people decide to keep their goals in their minds, where they're unclear, often changing, because we're always thinking of new things, and easy to forget. But this right here, that little teeny tiny line right there, that represents the top most successful people in the world. Richest, happiest, most fulfilled philanthropists that are out there living their best life. Top 1%. Do you know what all those people have in common? They all write down their goals multiple times. Some of them, like Brian Tracy, one of my favorite people in goal setting, he writes them down daily. And he has a running list of like 50 goals. And he writes every single one of them down daily. That's insane. All right. There was a study shown. It was done by Dr. Gail Matthews, and she found that people who write down their goals even just once are 33% to 42% more likely to achieve them than people who just think about their goal. 33 to 42% just from writing it down once, even if they never looked at their list again. So just writing it one time increases their odds. Why is this? Do you guys remember talking about the law of expectation a couple weeks ago? Right? What you expect kind of tends to come to fruition. Well, your brain believes what you write so much more than what you just think about. We think about a lot of things throughout the day. Okay, and our brain uses a lot of energy. Like almost 40% of the energy we burn every day is actually burnt by our brain. Don't think about that as a big old muscle like pumping iron or anything, but it is. So we think about a lot of things throughout the day, and our brain is constantly choosing what to forget. Because it's like, okay, this is too much, this is too much, this is too much. That's trash, that's trash. We only thought about that once, trash. Only thought about it 3 times. Trash. Doesn't matter, right? Otherwise, it's going to waste a lot of that very important energy. But when you write something down, it's like a multi-sensory effect of demand on your brain. So it becomes more real to your brain. Your brain realizes that it's important. Because think about it this way. Not only are you, number 1, thinking about the goal, you are, number 2, putting it into words that you hopefully say out loud. Then you're, number 3, hearing those words and reprocessing them again auditorily. Number 4, physically writing the words. And then 5, you read those words that you just wrote. 5 forms of input to tell your brain, this is important. And your brain instantly goes to work on making it a reality. Okay? That's a lot of input on your brain, and it sees that it's important to you. So, and I mean, obviously we have a pretty good example to look up to when it comes to writing, right? God kind of wrote the best book in the world, right? He didn't just speak creation into existence and leave it at that. He had his word written down so that we could read it, learn from it, and run with it. Writing holds power. It always has and it always will. Technology is great, but, and we'll talk about how it can serve us for like tracking goals and helping us remember to do what we need to do when we need to do it. But as far as goal setting, there's nothing that can compare to actually physically writing down your goals. All right, so just by writing down your dream lists, y'all are already ahead of 97% of the world. That should make you guys feel good.
It makes me feel like 97% of the world isn't worth competing with.
There you go. And now you're not even competing with them. Now you're already in the top 3% if you guys can just train yourselves to continually write your goals.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Top 3% of the world, right?
Let's go, guys. Working with Elon Musk.
I don't know, he's more like top 0.3, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those people that write down his goals.
Yeah.
He writes down his goals.
All 7
Richest man in America.
billion of them.
A lot. He writes them down a lot. So now we're going to make this even more powerful by making your goals smart. Gosh, Coach Casey, why do you keep saying smart like it's some fancy word? I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you.
Are my goals stupid?
No.
They're low intelligence level. Do they have a low grade point average?
SMART is an acronym.
I know this acronym.
Yay! All right, what does S stand for?
Oh, my dad told me this acronym. I forgot it.
Oh, so
remember
you learned
learning
the
it.
I learned
acronym.
it, but I didn't remember it because I didn't write it down.
There you go. And your brain decided it wasn't important. Specific.
It's all coming back now.
S is for specific. You want to make your dream into a very specific outcome of what you want to become reality. Your desired outcome. The more specific you can get, the more likely you are to achieve your goal. Because remember in our anchor verse, he says to write it plainly. That means very clearly, obvious to where anyone who reads it would understand what it means. And you know for sure if you've done it or not. Okay? I believe it was Einstein that said if you cannot explain your goal to a 5-year-old and have them understand it, you have not defined it clearly enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that quote. Love
One
that.
second.
What?
Specific monkeys ate red tacos.
Close.
So close. So close.
I know the R. I'm trying to think. I know this stuff. It's embedded in my brain, but I can't think of it right now.
And don't beat yourself up if you don't know the R. There's a couple of different ways that people use
Realistic.
SMART. Some people use realistic. I use a different one. Because the realistic comes from my A. Now, M is measurable. And yes, I have to look to see how to spell that word because I'm still working on my spelling. Not bad at spelling. I'm still working on my spelling.
You're good. There's still a few words that should be sight words for me that I'm just.
I know. Me too. Me too.
Is it?
One time I forgot how to spell dog.
Okay, so measurable, obviously we've already talked about this. We've already talked about this, right? In quantitative. Yes, when we were talking about quantitative. It's how you're gonna see progress, how you're gonna track your goal. It's how you'll know how far you've come and how far you have to go. Numbers matter because what gets measured gets managed. That's where your quantitative element of your goal lives.
But the next one's achievable.
It is.
It's all coming back.
Achievable. And that's why I don't use realistic for the R, because you know what? If it's achievable, it's already realistic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I switched the E now.
I see it.
I do that all the time. In fact, I just had to double check my spelling on here to make sure I didn't lead you astray. It is I before E. This is one of them that follow the rule.
Yeah. I forgot how to spell decision this morning. It's
Oh,
all
that always trips me up.
Wait, are we supposed
Says
to
the
be
S go before
writing
the C.
You
Yeah,
don't
the
have to
single
write them
before.
down. I will send the notes and you live with the coach.
See,
So.
now I'm thinking about how do you spell decision, and I'm second guessing. Just 'cause you said that.
All right, so for achievable, a lot of people just ask, is it achievable? And then they move on. But achievable is so much more than that. Okay, it's not just, can I do it? Usually the answer is yes. Okay, I could run a marathon. But can I do it today? No, no way. All right? It's can I do it in this season, within this time frame, and how will I make it happen? Okay, it's the how behind the goal. Preparing for a marathon might be achievable in 3 months for somebody who already runs half marathons on a regular basis, but not for me. It's actually on my 5-year list right now. It's only 4 years away though. All right, R is, I don't know why I keep setting down my marker.
Relative.
Relevant.
Oh. I was close.
Relevant. This one asks your why. Why is this relevant to you in your life right now? Why is it important? Is it even your goal, or is it someone else's? I've heard of people going to med school and 10 years later resenting their parents because they never wanted to be a doctor. And they just wasted the first 10 years of their adult life on something they are no longer going to pursue. Because that goal was not relevant to them. So what value does it represent in your life? What passion does it fuel? Why do you want to do it? The why is so important. We're going to have a whole lesson on that.
The sky is
Right?
pretty.
Cool.
That's
What area of the 6 F's is it connected to also lands in that relevant area, right? Because our 6 F's are important to us. Now the T, anybody want to guess for that?
Isn't there like 2 words?
Uh-huh.
It's something with time.
Uh-huh. It is time bound.
No.
All right, a SMART goal is gonna have a deadline. It's going to have a finish line that represents when you want to be completed. It's not always done in that amount of time. Timelines often get changed, reassessed later on, and that's okay. We're gonna have a whole thing on that too. Let's see, who was it? Dale Carnegie, I want to say. Someone in that realm said there is no such thing as an unrealistic goal, only an unrealistic deadline. Okay? So, for class today, we're starting with short-term goals, of course. That's why I had you guys mark the 3 months or less. So you already know that when we write out your SMART goal, it's going to have a 3 month or less time-bound section. Okay? Now I'm going to walk through real quick an example, just so you guys really, really understand. I think it's pretty understandable, but I'll use this to cover. Let's say on our dream list do, we have write a book.
I do have that one.
Oh, a lot of us have write a book. I have write a book. I have write 10 books
I don't
on my
know,
dream
but-
list.
Not right. Publish a book. I have.
Right, I have 2 separate ones because
I want to publish a series. I just gotta start.
That's absolutely
I've been
awesome.
working on that.
I'm so glad I picked this as the example
This
because
is
like this covers half of us.
This has actually helped me because every other time I would get burnt out or just give up. But I'm like, take it a little slower. So instead of just jumping into it, I've started with where do I want this series to go?
Uh-huh.
I have characters in a document. I have
Absolutely.
locations. So it's really been helpful.
That is so cool. Next week's lesson is going to be awesome for you too.
You know,
We
my
talk a
brotherly
lot about
encouragement didn't help.
burnout. Brotherly encouragement.
What encouragement?
But why are you doing this? You know, that's brotherly encouragement. All right, so maybe write a book is specifically defined as write an adventure novel, or write a love story, or write a series of some sort. Adventure series? Adventure? Is it going to be drama?
Fantasy.
Oh, fantasy series. Okay,
It's
cool.
kind of inspired by a couple different
Most of the best writing is. That's so cool. All right. You got to make sure you let me know when you publish it. I'm going to be your first buyer.
Got it.
And I mean that. I'm not just saying that. I mean it. All
I'll
right.
make sure to keep in touch.
So measurable, we're going to say, I Googled it. And an adventure novel needs to be at least 50,000 words. Now, that sounds huge. That sounds crazy and scary. But if you guys want to put it in perspective, this speech that I give pretty much for an hour every week, it ends up being about 4,000 words by the time I transcribe it.
And how
So-
long does it take you to write?
About a day, 2 days.
Of straight
That's straight writing.
So 48 hours of straight writing.
I sleep, I mother.
Since when? Really?
Oh, good save. Thank you.
I got hit in the throat by a
Thank you.
laser.
I love how he has my back. I love these kids. Oh man, all right.
Wow, you love the class more than your own
I
children.
love all of these kids. You're included. You're just obnoxious. And you're mine, so I can say that.
That's valid.
All right,
Agreed.
so how is this achievable for me?
That's dangerous territory.
How is this achievable for me? I can dedicate 30 minutes a day to my writing, and I can aim for 2,000 words per week.
Yeah. My
Right.
thing was, I want to do like set it where I have maybe a chapter a day that I write or something.
There you go.
small
A
and
chapter a day
keep
is
going.
good too. Yes, absolutely. Now in novels, chapters can be 10,000 words easily. So,
Yeah.
but if I had more time to give, I could probably do a chapter a week. But I don't have a lot of time as a mother. Now, it's relevant to me, we'll say, because I'm passionate about storytelling, and I want to improve my writing, and it could even provide a stream of income. Okay, so it's important to me, it's relevant in my life. Ooh,
It's not relevant for the paper to stay up there.
Nope. That's okay. All right, and it's time bound. I'm gonna say that I can complete this in 6 months because I did some math, and 50,000 words divided by 2,000 words a week is 25 weeks, which ends up being about 6 months, right? That's the deadline. But remember that while timeframes are there to keep you accountable, and without them, a dream often drifts forever due to procrastination or other things being prioritized above it because it's not made clear that it's a priority. Timelines can get changed, right? They're not chains. They don't lock you in forever. They don't have to be set in stone. Deadlines often get reset several times. Maybe we overestimate our creativity and can only manage 1,000 words per week. That's okay. Or maybe we underestimated our level of creativity and determination. Maybe we found out that writing a book ended up being way more fun than we thought, and we blew through 5,000 words in the first week. That's all okay. That just means that our timeline would get adjusted up to being a whole year or down to 2 months. That's okay. We'll talk about readjusting and reassessing in a later lesson, but right now we're going to focus on creating our first SMART goal. The last step of the SMART goal process. You guys notice we've run out of letters here, but there's one more step. You need to create your SMART goal statement. I will complete a 50,000 word adventure novel in 6 months by writing 30 minutes a day, about 2,000 words per week, because I am passionate about storytelling and want to grow as a writer and may even earn income from it. So our SMART goal statement is how we write the vision and make it plain on tablets, which is what they used for paper back then,
A stone tablet.
that we may run with it
Or clay tablet.
every time we read it.
Sometimes
Okay.
I use wax.
Yeah, yeah.
Papyrus.
All right, so see how that fuzzy dream of write a book became such a clear, well thought out, structured goal plan. Like that's a whole plan. That is how I'm gonna make my dream, write a book, come true, right there. It has all the elements we talked about last week. We've got outcome, right? Complete the adventure novel. We've got process and quantitative elements to it, right? And we've got qualitative elements. We also have some of the 6 F's in there. There's fulfillment, there's fun if you like writing. There's financial to it too, finances. Right? All right, so goodness is the fruit of the Spirit this week. It ties in here because 1 Corinthians 14:40 tells us that all things should be done decently and in order. That's the good way to do things. And again, we look at our example. God. God is good. He is so good. And he made us in his image. God wrote his word, and it was good, and it is good. And he showed us, that writing our goals is good. Smart goals equal order and clarity, and that is goodness brought into action. Think about it like this. Imagine 2 farmers planting the same amount of seed, right? One farmer scatters seed randomly across his field, and the other farmer carefully plans out rows, measures spacing, and plants with intention. Which farmer is going to have the better harvest?
Definitely the one throwing around.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's the one that plants in rows. I'm pretty sure that's why most harvests are done in rows, measured with good spacing. Right. And that's because while both farmers might work just as hard, the one with the organized approach is going to see better results because they're working with goodness and with order.
It is 9:38 right now.
When you write SMART goals, you're not just being organized for organization's sake. You are planting your dreams in neat, intentional rows so that they have the best chance to grow, and you're honoring God's design for how things work best, decently and in order. Writing SMART goals is not just practical and helpful for furthering your prosperity, though it is. It's also a biblical act of goodness. You're taking the good gifts that God has given you, your dreams, your passions, your abilities, and you're stewarding them well and making a clear plan. Okay? So now it's time for you guys to make this real. All right? Choose one of those dreams you marked as a short-term goal, something doable in 3 months or less. Just choose one for now that's really important to you. Choose one that's really important. If you don't have one that fits in 3 months or less that's really important to you, you can take one of those bigger goals and figure out what's the first chunk of it. Okay, I want this first goal we set to be really important to you.
I don't have any super duper important things.
Well, you might
Unless
have
they're
extra
lifetime
homework.
goals.
Okay, so what's the first step of making one of those lifetime goals happen?
One of my smaller goals.
Okay, so figure out which one of those is tied to the most important lifetime goal.
Literally anything on my have list is like a step. Like all 20 of them are just steps to the next
So
one.
all you have to do is decide on one,
The first step.
and then flip to the next page. Your next blank page in your journal. And I want you to write your goal to be exactly how it's written on your dream list first, right at the top of the page. So if we have write a book, we're going to write a book right at the top of our blank page.
3 months? That's not happening in 3 months.
No, but maybe the full outline of the series could be done with
The name
maybe
could be done in 3 months.
2 paragraphs on each element of the series could be done, something like that.
I was gonna write your first 3 chapters of the first book.
There you go.
Still working on
One chapter.
other books. 1 chapter. Yeah, exactly.
If it's a long chapter.
Long chapter.
He's
Just write a whole Tolkien saga.
Just write an epic series,
You could just write, or possibly if it's short enough books in the series, you could possibly write the first.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Episode.
I was thinking about that because there's some book series that it's really recent. It's called like Wings of Fire or something. I
That's
read a few of
taking
them.
off.
Yeah, because it's like each book isn't that long, and so the story, it's really, because like you don't have to write that much, but you still have a consistent story.
Yeah, and it goes across all the
Yeah.
books. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Harry Potter novels.
Exactly.
Exactly. It could be, I mean, have any of you guys ever read, it's not called Jack and Annie, it's called The Magic Treehouse?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So like that, each one has a little story, but each one follows the main there. Alright, so yeah, once you have your goal picked, you're gonna start with specific. Your first line on the page is gonna be the specific desired outcome you want for that goal. Now, some of you may have already written it down pretty specifically, and that's okay. If it gets the point across of your specific desired outcome, just go ahead and rewrite it right there. Okay, that's where my write an adventure novel would go. Yeah, do try to write pretty neatly, because you'll want to be able to read back through this to yourself. You're going to reference this quite often as you're trying to achieve it.
Yeah, how to go about
Research.
You're welcome
You're
to
right.
ask me for advice or on like clarifying,
I mean, do you
but a
know?
lot of the measurable stuff, like I said, I had to Google how long an adventure novel was. I was like, okay, I want to write an adventure novel. How is that measurable? Well, it's got to be a certain length.
I mean, I don't know if this is gonna be measurable because
What is it?
so my grandpa has a Harley Davidson. He's no longer with us, but he has a Harley Davidson. I want to fix up, and then yeah, I'm
That's
planning on
awesome.
getting my license soon. So
That's so cool.
yeah, so I'm gonna have a really
Alright.
cool ride to school. So
That is so neat.
yeah,
Okay. So yeah, measurable would be, that would be tricky.
I mean, I could do it in 3 months. I know people that used to work for Harley Davidson that go to my church, so
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
write something right.
So, for the measurable step, I wonder how you would track that. You'd probably have to first take an assessment of everything that's wrong with it
It's
with
just
the
the
assistant.
engine.
Okay, there you go.
The engine is terrible.
All right. So, oftentimes my measurable identifiers are just follow a list of things I have to do,
Yeah.
of which I then write the list out later on.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you need to leave one line blank for now, that's fine. Leave yourself space and then move on to the next one. So like, how would it be achievable for you? Would probably be asking some of the people you know that would be willing to help you. Maybe watching YouTube videos if your parent allows that.
Or if you know someone who fixes stuff,
Engines, yeah.
you could ask them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It could definitely be achievable. I don't know how much mechanic knowledge you already have anyway.
Pretty good.
So,
Yeah.
there you go. But I'm a firm believer in you can learn to do anything, for sure.
Just takes time.
And then obviously it's relevant in your life because that means something to you sentimentally,
Yeah.
as well as that would be fun.